Hi, so today we're going to look at how to solve basic equations. Now this is probably one of the most important topics for a young mathematician, as it branches off into a lot of different areas like Pythagoras, trigonometry, etc. Okay, so for the session today you will need writing equipment, i.e. pen, book to write in, a smartphone, tablet, PC or laptop. So if you have any questions during the session, then make a note of them and use the link in the description to contact us. Our target today is to be able to solve basic equations. So, solving equations. I'm going to use the change side, change sign method. And the basic principle of solving any basic linear equation is to get unknowns on one side and knowns on the other side. This method is known as change side, change sign. Okay, so an unknown and a known. So what is a known and an unknown in an equation? So any term with a letter, usually an x, is an unknown, and a number by itself is a known. So take the following example. So 5x minus 3 equals 27. So any term with a letter is a unknown and a number by itself is a known. So 5x, now that's one term in the equation, 5x at the moment. So 5x, it has a letter, so that is an unknown. Minus 3, now that doesn't have a letter, so it's a known, and 27 is also a known. Okay, so as the 5x is a term with a letter, we classify this as an unknown. The minus 3 and the 27 do not have a letter, so these are knowns. Therefore, we mark the 5x with a U and the minus 3 and the 27 as K for known. Okay, so now it's your turn to have a go at a couple yourself. Okay, so let me just have a look to see what's on the next page. Okay, so if you just pause the video and write out the equations and then mark each term with a U or a K, and then I'll do the same. Okay, so just a couple of minutes to do that probably. Okay. Okay, so question 1, hopefully you've paused the video and had a go. So 4x, now that has got a letter in it, so that's an unknown. Plus 1 is a known, and 17 is a known because there's no letter. 2 is a known because there's no letter. 3x is an unknown because there's a letter, and 2x is an unknown because there's a letter. 5 is an unknown, minus 5 is a known, and 6 is a known. 3x, it's got a letter in it, so that's an unknown. Minus 5 is just a number, sorry. 7x has a letter in it, so that's a U, an unknown, and minus 45 is a known. Okay, so well done if you got those correct. And let's move on to change side, change sign method. So our goal is to get letters on one side and numbers on the other. So when we move a positive 3 to the other side, it becomes the opposite, i.e. minus 3, and that's the other side of the equal sign, and vice versa. So a minus 3 on the, say, the right hand side, if we circled it and moved it over, would become a plus 3 on the other side. So a times 4, when we move it across to the other side, becomes the opposite, which is divide by 4. So I will now show two examples. So step 1 is we've got to label our equation, and even the pupils who I tutor at university, they still say, you know, I mean, some of them have tutored since they were in, you know, like secondary school. So they still say, well, you know, I still have got to label the equations because of, you know, years of good practice. So, I mean, not very often, but, you know, I mean, they still do it. Okay, so, and they label it in the head, really. So, solve. X is unknown, plus 7 is known, and 13 is known. So, therefore, the X, because there's a letter in it, is an unknown. The plus 7, because there's no letter, is a known. And the 13, because there's no letter in it, is a known. So what we've got to do here is to get U's on one side and K's on the other. So we've got to circle the plus 7 and move it across to the other side, so it becomes minus 7. And then you can quite clearly see here we've got U's on one side and K's on the other. So X equals 13 minus 7, which is 6. Okay, so example 2, and this one here is slightly trickier, but if you stick to the method you should be okay. So first of all, what we've got is, I'm just going to write in a different colour, I think. I'll go for blue. Okay, so solve, and we've got 5x. Now 5x is an unknown. Doesn't seem to like that. Okay, let's just have a look to see if it's working again. Yep. So therefore 5x is an unknown because it's got a letter in it. Minus 9 is a known, and 61 is a known. So basically any term with a letter in is an unknown, and any number by itself is a known. So what we need to do is to try and get U's on one side and K's on the other. So we need to move the minus 9 over to the other side by using change side, change sign. So 5x now equals 61 plus 9. So 61 plus 9 is 70. And 5x is another way of saying 5 times x, or 5 times, you know, empty box if you were, you know, very young. So 5 times empty box equals 70. So what we need to do here is we need to divide both sides by 5. So it becomes x equals 70 divided by 5, which is 14. Now remember to show all stages of your working out. Working out means more marks in exams. Okay, so pause the video and have a go at these questions here. Remember to label the unknowns and the knowns first. Okay, so just pause the video, have a go, good luck, and I'll be back soon to go through them. Okay, so question 1, and that is 4x, x minus 6 equals 19. So x is an unknown, minus 6 is a known, and 19 is a known. So therefore we've got to get U's on one side and K's on the other. So we move the minus 6 across to the other side to get that. X equals 19 plus 6, because change side, change sign, so a negative 6 on that side becomes a positive 6 on that side, so equals 25. Next one, 4 times x equals 24, so what we need to do is to bring the 4 times across, and if we bring 4 times across it becomes divide by 4. So it becomes x equals 24 divided by 4, which is 6. Okay, so question 3 now. So question 3 is set out a little bit differently, but it's still okay. So what we've got is 3, which is a known, 4, which is a known, and x, which is an unknown. So again, yeah, we've just got to move that across there. And remember, it's the sign in front of the 4. Okay, so the sign in front of the 4, if there's no sign present, then it's a plus 4 on this side. So a plus 4 on this side, when we move it across, becomes a minus 4. And you can see that the x can be on the left hand side or the right hand side. It's just x equals or something equals x. So 3 minus 4 is minus 1, x equals minus 1. Okay, so well done if you got that one correct. Next one, and this one here is 4x, which is an unknown, minus 2 is a known, and 42 is a known. So what we need to do is to get u's on one side and k's on the other. So we need to change side, change sign here. So the minus 2 has to go over here. So you've got now knowns on that side and unknowns on that side. Okay, so what we've got is 42 plus 2, and minus 2 when we bring it over becomes the opposite, which is plus 2. 4x equals 44, so 42 plus 2 is 44. And then quite simply 4x equals 44. 4 times x equals 44, so we circle the 4 times and then we bring it over and it becomes divided by 4. So x equals 11. Okay, so question 6 now. And again, relatively straightforward, but we'll go through it anyway. So 2 is known, 3x is unknown, and 17 is known. So the u in this case is here, and the k is here. So we've got to circle it and move it across to the other side. So a positive 2 becomes a negative 2 when we move it across the equal sign to the other side. 3x equals 17 minus 2. 3x equals 15, so that's just 17 minus 2. And notice how all the equal signs are perfectly aligned. That shows logical thinking, and that's basically what exam markers want to see. You know, I mean, imagine imagine if you're working out or marking, you know, 1,000 exam papers. You know, you don't want all of them working out to be sprawled out all over the show, like searching for it. So just bear that in mind. So 3x equals 15, and then here what we've got is 3 times x. So we bring over the times by 3, and the opposite of times by 3 is divide by 3. So 15 divided by 3 is 5. Okay, so that was our very quick lesson on solving basic equations. If you have any questions, then do not hesitate to contact us through the link on the description to the video. Okay, thank you for watching.